My definition of poetry used to be a meaningful comparison between two essentially dissimilar things rendered in language worth experiencing more than once, which works really good for one of my poems called How Falling in Love is Like Owning a Dog, but it really doesn't work for any of the other ones. So when people say, well, what is your definition of poetry? I now have a poem to tell them. The epigraph comes from Samuel Johnson, who said, to circumscribe poetry with a definition will only show the narrowness of the definer. Anyone who thinks he knows poetry's definition certainly doesn't know it, because the truth is there are as many definitions as there are people who call themselves poets. It's what oft was thought, but ne'er so well expressed, the best words in the order that's also best, a prayer to the otherwise unprayable, that which is left when all else has ended, the celebration of things only vaguely apprehended. It is the art of saying the unsayable. It's a human expression of life's beautifully complex and deadly futility, or the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings recollected in times of tranquility. That was Wordsworth. And for what it's worth, he came close to explaining what words can be worth, which is to say you could be worse. You test it on the pulse. It's jazz, the devil's wine with extra sizzle. All's poetry is man's rebellion against being what he is'll. Or shizzle. It's the rhythmical creation of beauty in words, what ideas would be if they didn't fly like birds, a kind of literary mirror, a way to make things clearer. Poetry is both the substance abused as well as the key to recovery. A poem itself is therefore a kind of literate act of discovery. I'm not saying it, I understand it, it's a mystery. Plato was right when he said poetry is nearer vital truth than history. That's truth with a capital T. Not the facts, but the truth as you know it. That's one of the most appealing aspects there is to being a poet. You can rewrite history to make yourself sound smarter than you actually are. Recast the night sky of your own life to constellate yourself as a star. Here's lines that I took out of the poem. You can make yourself sound smarter, sound wittier, more alive. You can pretend you said, I make a goddamn difference, when the truth is, I make 27.5. Which is true, I didn't say that at the time. That whole poem is esprit d'escalier. We are the small gods of our own poems. We fix what cannot otherwise be fixed. We are what is lost in translation, the clear explanation of feelings that are mixed. And just as life would be a tragedy if it weren't so goddamn comical, poetry is a lot like prose, but somehow more economical. Notice I'm turning the page back. It's what oft was thought, but ne'er so well expressed, the best words in the order that's also best, a prayer to the otherwise unprayable, that which is left when all else has ended, the celebration of things only vaguely apprehended. Poetry is the art of saying the unsayable.